Okay, this little video is going to give you a pretty good idea on how to complete the miles per gallon exercise for this week. So I have Garfield here, and he's going to ask the user how long it takes them to walk a mile. So I know I'm going to need a couple variables here. I'm going to need to know how many miles the person walked that day. Then I'm going to need to know how long it took them. And then I'm going to need a variable to do the math. How many miles per hour? So that's the first thing you want to do is figure out what kind of data do I need to save. So I'm going to create a new variable and I'm going to put it time. Set this to 0 because remember you don't want to have any initial values in your variables, and it's a number variable. I need another one for miles. How many miles did they go? And my last one will be how many miles per hour. Remember, your variable names should be in camel case, no spaces. And then I'm going to click OK. Alright, so let's have Garfield say, how long does it take you to walk a mile? Now my variables are sitting up here. They're not doing anything until I bring them down into my method editor and apply values to them. So let's start off with the miles. I'm going to drag that down and I'm just going to set the value to 1. It could be 0.25, it could be 5, I don't care what it is because it's just a holding place right now. So I'm going to replace that 1 with the world function of ask user for a number. And we've done this before. How long does it take you to walk a mile? I need to know how many miles did you walk today? So the user will tell me that. Then I'm going to ask them how long did it take you? So I need to save that value. So I'm going to drag time down here. I'm going to set that value to 1. Doesn't matter. I'm going to change it, replace it with how long did it take you? In minutes, let's say. Okay. So now I need to do the math, right? I need to figure out how long did it take them to walk a mile? So now I'm going to declare the value for miles per hour. Miles per hour is going to be equal to the time it took me. So this time I set the value to time because I already had that expression, but now I need to do the math divided by the miles they walked. Gives me the miles per hour. My final step is to have Garfield tell me how many miles per hour I walked today. So I'm going to jump back over to Garfield. I'm just going to have Garfield say, you walked, and I'm going to put a space at the end of that, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Now I want to join things together, strings together. So I'm going to go back to my world, back to my functions. I'm going to do A joined with B, because remember the computer cannot just put out the numbers that I stored here. I have to convert them to a string, but I want it to be like a sentence. So I'm going to do replace you walked with A joined with B. I can just put in default string, it doesn't matter. So you walked, and it's going to give me whatever this value is, but I want to put another string here. So I'm going to put A joined with B again. I'm going to drop it on top of that default string. Doesn't matter, I'm just going to put default string because I'm going to change these. So now I have you walked joined with what as a string? then what is the number I want to show up here? It's going to be my miles per hour. And this is going to be the rest of my sentence. So you walked X, say 10 minutes per mile today. All right, let's see what happens when we run our program. How many miles did you walk today? I'm going to put in 4 miles. Okay. How long did it take? It took me 60 minutes. I walked 15 minutes per day. Now, did you notice that came up so quick? I'm going to do 2 things here. I'm going to add a space in front of my word minutes to separate the time that here from this one. I'm also going to slow it down. So I'm going to come over here to duration, and I can set it to like 3 seconds. So now let's play our video again. Play. How many miles did you walk today? 4 miles. How long did it take me? 60 minutes. I walk 15 minutes per mile today. So keep this video in mind when you go to do your miles per gallon, because it's pretty much the same concept.